אני נולדתי אל המנגינות ואל השירים של כל המדינות. נולדתי ללשון וגם למקום, למעל להמון, שיושיע לשלום. אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יגיע, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יבוא, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יופיע, אני רוצה להיות כבר בו. אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יגיע, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יבוא, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יופיע, אני רוצה להיות כבר בו. נולדתי לאומה ולשנים 2000, שרויה בעלמה ולחלקת שמיים. נולדתי ללשון וגם למקום, למעל להמון, שיושיע לשלום. אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יגיע, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יבוא, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יופיע, אני רוצה להיות כבר בו. אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יגיע, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יבוא, אני נולדתי לשלום שרק יופיע, אני רוצה להיות כבר בו. תודה על כל מה שבראת, תודה על מה שלי נתת, על יום שניים, חבר או שניים, על מה שיש לי בעולם, ושיר ירח ולב סולח, שבזכותם אני קיים. תודה על מה שלי נתת, תודה על כל מה שבראת, היום של אושר ויושר, שבזכותם אני קיים. לה 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 לה. שבזכותם אני קיים. יוונים נקבצו עליי, על מזיים בימי השמנים, ופרצו חומות מגדלי, והתאימו כל השמנים. יוונים נקבצו עליי, הזיים בימי השמנים, ופרצו חומות מגדלי, והתאימו כל השמנים. ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, והבינה ימי שמונה, קם בשיר רננים. ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, והבינה ימי שמונה, קם בשיר רננים. יוונים נקבצו עליי, הזיים בימי השמנים, ופרצו חומות מגדלי, והתאימו כל השמנים. יוונים נקבצו עלי, אזי בימי השמנים, ופרצו חומות מגדלי, וטימו כל השמנים, ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, וימינה ימי שמונה, כמה שירו רננים, ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, וימינה ימי שמונה, כמה שירו רננים, אללי לי לי לי, אללי לי 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 לי, אללי לי 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 לי, ay la 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 la, ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, ויבינה ימי שונה, כמה שירו רננים, ומנותר קנקנים, נעשה נס לשושנים, ויבינה ימי שמונה, כמה שירו רננים.
Hagurim Sameach, everyone. You ready? Yeah. 1, 2, ready, and.
Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Al hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Chag Yerim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah, y'all. As we usher in Hanukkah on this 25th day of Kislev, which is the lunar calendar which the Jewish holidays follow, we're reminded that religious oppression was intolerable then as it is now. I'm Councilmember Sherry Weiner. I represent the Heart of Bellevue, and I'm a member of both the Temple and Congregation Micah, and I will serve as your MC for today's festivities. I'd like to acknowledge the following council members who we lovingly refer to tonight as our Jewish caucus. Vice Mayor David Briley, Council members Fabian Bedney, Freddie O'Connell, Dave Rosenberg, who you'll hear from shortly, Ronnie Stein, Larry Hager, Mina Johnson, Brett Withers, and Colby Sledge, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. I'd like to also give a big shout out and a big thank you to Claudia Husky for her hard work in putting this together yet again. Also, I'd like to thank the following for assisting in planning and implementation of tonight's event. Bear with me here. Okay. Rabbi Saul Strasberg from Congregation Cherith Israel and the Klezmer Band. Let's give them all a big hand. Cantor Sarah Levine from West End Synagogue and Tracy Fishbein from the Temple. Let's give them a hand. Rabbi Joshua Kulik from West End Synagogue, Rabbis Flip and Laurie Rice from Congregation Micah, Rabbi Shana Mackler, who sends her regrets, she's homesick with the flu, Rabbi Mark Shifton from the Temple, Rabbi Yitzchak Teitel, who originated our menorah lighting 14 years ago. Let's give him a big hand. Oh, thank you. That's the best. Now I have light. Mark Friedman, Director of the Jewish Federation, Leslie Sachs, Executive Director of the JCC, Randall Lance from Metro Parks, Ryan Graney from the District, Chris Singleton, Metro 3, Hugh Bennett, Bennett Productions, the folks from General Services, who without them we wouldn't be standing here, and especially the children from the Akiva School, from the Montessori Preschool, from West End Synagogue, the Temple, and the Jewish Community Center and Shereth Israel, who will all sing songs. Councilmember Dave Rosenberg for his hard work, and our mayor, Megan Barry. I'd like to call up my rabbi, Laurie Rice, from Congregation Micah, to offer a welcome today. Having relocated from Los Angeles, Laurie now proudly calls Nashville her home.
Thank you so much, Sherry. I sure do. So I just want to tell a brief story. It's cold. But this is the story that came to mind as I was coming down here tonight. And it's a story about a soul who dies, and before it's determined whether this soul is going to be going to heaven or to hell, a guide comes to sort of take him to see both. And the soul first goes down to hell and is nothing like the soul ever expected. It's beautiful. There are rolling hills, there are flowers, the sun is shining, there's a gorgeous mansion on the hill, and when the soul is taken into this mansion, you can't believe what's in there. The most beautiful furniture you've seen, the most beautifully appointed rooms, and they walk into the banquet room, and it is every delicacy and food you could ever hope for. Cupcakes and ice cream and cake pops and everything delicious, the finest wines. And the soul thinks to itself, how on earth could this be hell? This is amazing. And then the butler rings the bell, and all the inhabitants of hell come into the banquet hall, and they are emaciated, and they are thin, and they are crying, and they are wailing, and the soul can barely take the sound much longer, and the soul notices that all the inhabitants have broken arms with splints, and their arms extend straight out. And when they go to sit at the table with all the food and the best wine they've ever seen, they can't bring any of it to their lips, so they're starving. And the soul turns to the guide and says, take me out of here right away. This is horrible. I can't take it for one more moment. So then the guide takes the soul to heaven. And the soul is astonished. Once again, heaven looks exactly the same as hell. Beautiful rolling fields, flowers, sunshine, and the same stunning mansion on the hill. The guide takes the soul inside, and it looks exactly the same. Incredible furniture, well-appointed rooms. They enter the banquet hall. The banquet hall has every delicacy you could ever imagine and the finest wines. And the soul says, I don't think I can do this again. I don't think I can take it. So the butler rings the bell, and the inhabitants of heaven come in, and they are fit and healthy and plump and well-fed. And the soul can't understand because they too have broken arms with splints. Their arms extend out like this. So when the people sit down at the banquet table, the soul waits for the wailing and the crying to begin, but it doesn't. Because what the people do is they take their food and wine and they turn to their neighbors and they feed them. And I love this story because it's about taking the light that you have and sharing it with somebody else. Hanukkah is about the Shamash, the tallest candle, which lights all the others. That is what we are meant to be in the world. We are meant to be the Shamash that takes our light and shares it with others so that they then can take their light and give it to somebody else. Hanukkah is a time of rededication when we recommit to being a light in the world. That is our job, not just as Jews, but as human beings. It is my pleasure to be part of the Nashville City Menorah lighting, and I wish everyone a very happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Rabbi. We appreciate it, and thank you for being here with us. What I'd like to do now is call up Mark Friedman, who came to Jewish Federation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee after having served in professional leadership positions for both local and national Jewish organizations for nearly 3 decades. I'm proud to introduce to you my friend Mark Friedman.
Is anybody else cold? Just checking. Okay, good. Just not me. Thank you, Sherry. I would like to thank you and the other council members who have joined us today for this wonderful celebration of Hanukkah. I'd also like to thank Megan Barry for joining in this menorah lighting for the 3rd consecutive year, and thank Metro Nashville for providing such an incredible setting for what has become a great tradition in our city, the 14th consecutive year that the Nashville Jewish community has participated in this ceremony and celebration with the city's mayor. On behalf of the Jewish Federation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee and our Jewish Federation's Community Relations Committee, we want to welcome everyone and thank you for participating in this commemoration on the first night of Hanukkah, which according to the Hebrew calendar is the 24th day of Kislev in this year of 5778. We've got some catching up to do. I want to especially welcome and recognize the President of the Jewish Federation, Lisa Perlin, and the Chair and Vice Chair of our Community Relations Committee, Ron Galbraith, and Vice Chair Leslie Kirby. It's also a great pleasure to introduce to all of you our new Director of Community Relations, now on the job for 2 whole days, Deborah Olashansky. It is absolutely terrific that we have representation from all of our local Jewish congregations and agencies, and it is especially pleasing to see all of the chilly yet enthusiastic children from our Akiva Jewish Day School, the Gordon Jewish Community Center, Early Childhood Learning Center, and the congregational preschools and Hebrew schools who are all with us this evening. They will shortly be performing festive Hanukkah songs to all of our delight. Well, Rabbi Rice gave you a little introduction to Hanukkah and the great miracle of light. We all know that the oil lamp, after the rededication of the temple, was only supposed to burn for 1 day. It burned for 8. So miracles can be fueled by the power of light. And from that first Hanukkah forward, the pure oil and lights that could not be extinguished lived on, carried by the Jewish people wherever they wandered, from the hills of Jerusalem to right here in Nashville. So I will conclude my brief wish with just 3 more miracles before we gather together for our Hanukkah celebration a year from now, although some might not consider them miracles, but rather a path to our hoped-for destiny. First, that the Tennessee Titans will have a glorious Super Bowl victory in February. This is good. Stay with me. Next, that the Nashville Predators will bring home the Stanley Cup in nice, warm June. All right. And that Nashville will soon be home to a Major League Soccer franchise. All right. Happy Hanukkah and happy holidays to all of you.
So the Revered Jewish Montessori School program is established to create a warm, healthy, and happy environment where small children can grow and develop emotionally and cognitively as well as physically. In early childhood, the seeds of learning, Jewish identity, curiosity, and caring are planted. The Revered Jewish Montessori Preschool is committed to ensuring Jewish life and learning for every child in our community. Let's hear from our Revered Jewish Montessori preschoolers.
I have to bend down. play. I made it out of glass and when it's dry and ready, oh, later I'm twiddle, twiddle.
So at Akiva School, the Temple, West End Synagogue, Shereth Israel, Congregation Micah, and the JCC, they focus on the intellectual, social, emotional, and moral character development of all our children. They promote independent, creative thinking, anchored in Jewish values and a strong Jewish identity. They are special places that welcome all, engage the community, and provide excellent programs rooted in Jewish values to enrich mind, body, and spirit. I introduce you to our children's choirs. Okay, bear with me. The wind got me here. There we go. Okay. So, I would like to call up Councilmember Dave Rosenberg. He holds great affection for his community, and that trait was the impetus behind his desire to work next to me in Bellevue in the role of Metro Councilman. That work ethic is readily apparent in his involvement in Hands-On Nashville, the Bellevue Cleanup, Metro Nashville Public Schools Parent Advisory Committee, and pro bono work for a variety of charities. I welcome my partner in all things Bellevue, Dave Rosenberg.
Thanks, Sherry. Those are the nicest things anyone's ever said about me. Good evening. For me, at its core, Hanukkah is about hope. It's about light where there appears to be only darkness, about opportunity where there appears to be only impossibility, about perseverance when there appears to be only difficulty. That feels especially pertinent this season and offers us a compelling pathway to joy, celebration, and uplifting our community, the entire Nashville community. Beyond this, Hanukkah delivers other vital and germane lessons: pride, giving, togetherness. All those teachings are manifested here tonight as we unite to celebrate the start of Hanukkah. As we prepare to light the candles for the first night tonight, and then for 7 more nights to follow, we know that we will do so in the spirit of community. Whether we light them alone, amongst a few family members, or at a large gathering, we know that thousands more Nashvillians will be celebrating alongside us and millions more of us across the world, and there's no darkness that can extinguish that light. I'm pleased to have with us tonight to lead the ceremony our city's chief, a woman who leads with an eye towards human decency, compassion, and light. It's my pleasure to introduce Mayor Megan Barry.
So, Councilman, thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you to all the council members and everyone else who's here tonight. In an effort to be brief, I hope the adults will beg the not going through the whole list of thank yous again, just so that we can help our little children get into the warmth sooner. I want to thank all of you for coming out as we celebrate the beginning of Hanukkah tonight, which started at sunset today. You know, Hanukkah is a time when we strive to capture that light and to drive out the darkness. And you know what? We've seen a lot of darkness this year. We've seen mass shootings. We've seen them in Vegas and Texas, and we also saw them right here in Nashville. We've watched as natural disasters have forever changed Houston, parts of Florida, Puerto Rico, and now Southern California. And my own family has experienced darkness. But we are always so grateful for the light that comes, and that we have cast over us all these many months that we've struggled. So that's the responsibility that we all share during Hanukkah, this great festival of lights. Over the next 8 days, here's what I'd like you to do. I would like each of us to think how we can capture the light of the world and then reflect it back into the world so that we can drive out the darkness. And I hope that you'll agree with me that we are also fortunate to be able to do that. We have both an opportunity and an obligation to use our time and our talents to make the world a little brighter every day. And so many people in Nashville do that every day. Nashville is full of people who absolutely get up every morning and say how they can help other people. And they don't just think about it. They get out of bed and they get that work done, and they serve on the Metro Council. Instead of saying, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Nashvillians say, what can I do for you? We are an incredible community, and I'm lucky to see it and feel it every day. Hanukkah celebrates the victory of the Jewish people more than 2,000 years ago, and that miracle that kept the temple menorah lit for 8 days. As we begin this season of light and the lighting of the menorah, let us bring as much light into the world every day as we can. And let us keep bringing that light into the world even after Hanukkah is over. May we embody and carry the spirit of Hanukkah with us all year long. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
You get to look down as a leader.
I know, this is awesome.
A little higher. Okay. A little higher, just a little higher.
A little higher?
Yes, yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
Good evening and happy Hanukkah. We are standing in a place called Public Square. The reason it's called Public Square because this place belongs to the public. There's no one owner to this square. Every citizen of Nashville is an owner of this square. And this is no regular public square. This is a square that sits in front of the most important office. And the most important person in the city sits in that most important office, who was put in office by the Almighty God to be a public servant for us all. The menorah standing here in Public Square is thanks to our mayor that moved it here 2 years ago to have this most beautiful communal celebration. So this menorah is actually, the message of this menorah is not one person's. It's a message for every citizen in Nashville that we can create the light that the mayor was referring to. And according to Chabad tradition, the light of the menorah is not just the candle that we're going to light. It is an act of goodness and kindness that we can create this spiritual light. So I ask you tonight when you go home, not only to light the candle of the menorah, but over the next 8 days, as the mayor asked, for us to add another deed of goodness and kindness. And can you imagine if the 1 million+ people that live in the Nashville area will add one more deed of goodness and kindness on these 8 days? How many millions and millions of good deeds will take place in our city? It's not just going to be a great city, Nashville. It's going to be an even greater city. It's going to be the it of all the it cities. So let's make this Nashville be the greatest Hanukkah we have ever had. And as you noticed, we doubled the size of the menorah. We went from 6 feet to 12 feet because in Judaism there were 12 tribes that encompassed all of our people, and this is a menorah that encompasses all of the people of the city of Nashville. We are going to honor the mayor with lighting the candle which is called the Shamash, which means it's the candle which is the public servant of all the other candles. As every night on Hanukkah, this is the first one we light. So we honor our mayor, who's the public servant who represents all of us here in Nashville, with lighting the first candle. I'll recite the special blessings that we recite prior to that if you'd like to join in. And following that, the mayor will light the first candle. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem b'azman hazeh. Please join in the blessing of the Shechianu, where we thank God that we can be together here as a community celebrating Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimahanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Please join in the Ma'osur. Ma'osur. Visham toda nezabeya leitachin maneya nitzor hamnabeya azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah hamizbeya azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah before we get the mayor back to work, and she gets back to the people, we know the mayor goes to work on our behalf every day. But we want to bless her, that God be with her in her every day and bless her with success. In a Jewish tradition, executives that have the blessing of God in their office start their day by putting tzedakah, a coin, in the charity box. So we present the mayor with a special tzedakah box made in Israel to place on her desk that represents the people of Nashville, that she start her day every day by putting in a coin and partnering with God, and God will bless her to be the greatest mayor Nashville has ever had, and she not only be blessed in her public life, but we bless her that in her personal life, this year your family life be filled with light. Please let us hear a big round of applause for Nashville's greatest mayor. Thank you. Here, this is for you. Please put this in your office. May God bless you with much success in all of your endeavors. Thank you, Mayor. Please join us for Hanukkah donuts and celebration. You're all welcome to come wish the mayor happy Hanukkah as we come back to life and reality, as we come back down to you all. Thank you,
Let's
Mayor.
give, hello.
Go.
Hello. Let's give Rabbi Tichtel a big, big, big round of applause and a huge thank you.